Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I am Jay Horn, your Christian relationship life coach. And I also want to share with you guys why I felt like I've been in a Job season. So I've been dealing with health issues since I was 18. So at 18, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. And then after that, I had PCOS, which is a female hormone issue. And then also within that was insulin resistance, which meant that I gained weight, so I was gaining a lot of weight, and then lactose intolerant and gluten intolerant. So I literally couldn't eat anything, but still ate because that could be the joy of life. So in the Bible, in Job 2, just listen to it. And then after I'm done reading it, you'll definitely understand what I am talking about being in my Job season. So it says, chapter 2 is titled, Satan Attacks Job's Health. Again, there was a day when the Son of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came along among them to present himself before the Lord. And the Lord said to Satan, From where do you come? Satan answered, and the Lord said, From going to and from the earth, and from walking back and forth on it. Then the Lord said to Satan, Have you considered my servant Job? That there is none like him on this earth, a blameless and upright man, one who fears God and shuns the devil. And still he holds fast into his integrity, along with him incited holds holds fast into his integrity and incited me against him to destroy him without cause. So Satan answered the Lord and said, Skin for skin, yes, as that a man has, he will give his life, but stretch out your hand now and touch his bone in his flesh, and he will surely curse you to your face. So basically saying like, hey, you've been controlling or protecting Job's health. But if you take your protection away, he for surely will deny you, basically. And then the Lord said to Satan, Behold, he is in your hands, but spare his life. So Satan went from the presence of the Lord and struck Job with painful boils from sole of his foot to the crown of his head. So God allowed Job to get sick. And again, if you go back to what I was talking about, my Job season is that literally from 18 to now, which at this moment I am 39, I was sick for 20 years. Within that 20 years, I dealt with critical issues. In the beginning of me getting rheumatoid arthritis, I literally felt like a young woman in a person's body. So at 20, I literally was walking really slow. Like it was just like really, really hard on me. And during that time, I used to cry out to God. I remember when I was diagnosed actually with rheumatoid arthritis in the at the doctor's office. The Lord said to me that that I will be healed. So like I stood on that. I stood on like I will be healed. So the doctor said that I will have this for the rest of my life. There's no cure for it, and that all they can do is just give me medication to help with it. So God literally educated me on to eat healthy in different ways. And so with that being said, he did in fact cause my rheumatoid arthritis to go into remission. So with that being said, prior to that, actually, when I first got diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, I started to get really, really sick really, really fast. And so my bones started to deteriorate in the sense of like rub on each other, because with rheumatoid arthritis, your body attacks itself. So my body started to attack itself. And it messed with the soles of my feet. So my feet became, I had flat feet. I didn't have the arch. And let me tell you now, an arch is important. So when I got flat feet, it also messes up the lining of your body. So my body started to like curve in like that. But I didn't know. I didn't know what my body was doing. But that curvature, made up the word maybe, caused me to have knee issues. And so I always had issues with my knee. Well, not always. That's actually a lie. I didn't start getting issues until my 30s. And that is when if I ate something wrong that I'm not supposed to eat, my body attacks itself. And one of those things was pork. So don't eat pork no more. Because with eating pork, that's when I would get flamed or flamed. Basically, my body would attack itself. But I think it was when I was 24, I got a meniscus tear. And when I went to the doctor about that, that's when I found out that I had bone and bone. My body was starting to form bone and bone, which meant that no, not only was I fighting rheumatoid arthritis, which in essence was a remission, but if I was to eat anything wrong, then my body attack itself. Now I had osteoarthritis, and that was in my knee. And again, that's wear and tear. And normally that doesn't happen to younger people; it happens to older people because just their lifestyle. So I had all these elements, all these things happening to me. And I cried out, and I was crying out to the Lord for healing, praying for healing. And yes, the Lord did heal me naturally in the sense of like teaching me what to eat. But this also wasn't just a physical matter, it was also a spiritual matter. For all the Christians who are out there, definitely you understand that. Ephesians 6 and 12. So when I found out that it was also a spiritual matter, I did also a lot of praying and warfaring. And again, if you're Christian, you understand what I mean by that. And the Lord taught me a lot about that too, which also helped my healing. So now, as today, my knee is healing like really well. I don't have rheumatoid arthritis. I am able to eat other stuff now, because I found out my body was out of alignment. And so now I have to adjust my body. But the alignment, or me being out of alignment, was the cause of the rheumatoid arthritis when I was younger. So, like, literally all came into effect. But within that, I knew that God could heal me. And the problem was, why wasn't He healing me? And some moments I was like, God has a purpose in this. He won't leave me nor forsake me. By His stripes, I am healed and will be healed. And I had my brothers telling me, like, you need to walk out in healing. You have to walk like you are healed. But I was like, you're not in this body. I do walk like I'm healed, but still felt the pain. And I used to flare up a lot. And those are the moments when I was just like, woe is me, Lord. Like, what's the point of me being on this earth? What's the point of me being alive if I can't do anything? If I'm stuck in bed, if I can't move forward? And those are the moments where I just was like, why? Why me? And God did answer those questions. And again, I was sick literally for 20 years. Now, if you know rheumatoid arthritis, it is really bad on the joints and your body can become cricket. So I didn't get that bad. Like, you can look at my hands. It's not cricket. There's only this one little pinky that when I was 18, that this peaky, when I was being attacked really bad, got that like rheumatoid look. But other than that, like, God kept my hands, kept my wrists, and the out of alignment of my hips was due to just the beginning of the cavement. So I would have to say that God did keep me from what the rheumatoid arthritis could have done to my body. And again, getting at such a young age, I would say this point of life, I would have really been worse or really bad. What I'm basically trying to say is that I would have been, I'm thinking of the word, disabled, right? Like, I really would have been disabled. Yeah. So again, God did heal me. But that is the reason why I was one of the reasons why I felt like I was in my Job moment was because of my health. Like, just like it. Like I shared with you, well, one thing is, like, I'm not where I want to be in life. And with Job, that's not really in that story, but I feel that that Satan took away part of Job's life, like what he was used to and what he strived hard for. So I felt like with that too, like the part of me working so hard to be at a certain part of point of my life and not being able to get there, that was also in my Job moment. But I just want to share that that's another reason why I felt like, I don't want to say I felt like, I literally was in the Job season. And hopefully, I am going towards the part where everything is back restored and Job gets more stuff in the end. But yeah, so that's what I want to share. All right, bye.